I should probably get dressed before I do this, but I have to finish editing these pictures. Now that I have clothes on. Welcome to A Shot of Rock. I am your host, Alex. I am here today editing headshots for a theater company that I'm working with, and we're gonna talk about a show that I went to last month. The concert that I went to was the Carry the Flame tour with Invent Animate, Fit for an Autopsy, Fit for a King, Emmure, if I'm saying that right, and After the Burial. The show took place on February 25th at Woolies in Des Moines, Iowa. And oh my god! It was awesome. Unlike these pictures that I took that need a lot of work. Let me give you a quick little rundown of the bands themselves. First we have Invent Animate, made up of Ben, vocals, Trey, drums, Creighton, guitar, Caleb, bass. And they are a metalcore band out of Texas. They have some music out already. Everchanger, which came out in 2014, and Stillwater, that came out in July of 2016. Next up was Fit for an Autopsy. We have Joe, vocals, Patrick, guitar, Tim, guitar, Peter, bass, Josen, I don't know what your name is, drums. They are death metal out of New Jersey. They got a shit ton of music out. They have Hell on Earth, that came out in 2009, The Process of Human Extermination, 2011, Hellbound, 2013, Absolute Hope, Absolute Hell, 2015, The Great Collapse, which is the most recent, and it came out on March 17th of 2017, just this last month, depending on when this come out. And one cool thing that they had while they were on tour, if you bought their merch, you would give them your email address and they would send you a digital download of the album for free. Fit for a King, and that is made up of Ryan, vocals, Bobby, guitar, Jared, drums, Ryan, Tuck, bass and vocals, and they are from Dallas, Texas. They formed back in 2007. They are a metalcore Christian band, and they have Fit for a King, which is an EP that came out in 2008, Awaken the Vesper, EP that came out in 2009. Then they had The Descendants, that came out in 2011, Creation Destruction, that came out in 2013, Slave to Nothing, which came out in 2014, and Death Grip, which came out last year in 2016. They were over in Europe playing during the Paris shooting. A lot of the music from that has to do with how they felt during the experience, the reaction to it, the aftermath. They were supposed to play there, I think, like 6 days after the shooting. I don't know if they actually did or not, but they were in Germany when it happened. If you haven't listened to that yet, check it out. It's kind of a cool story, so in the very least, listen to some of it, read what they have to say about each song. It's really cool, which I won't go into here because it will take up forever. Next up was Emmure. And we have Frankie. I interviewed him on vocals, Joshua Travis on guitar, Phil on bass, and Joshua Baby J on drums. They are from Queens, New York, and the band got its name from the punishment immurement, which is being imprisoned behind a wall with no exit, so you die. So it's basically what happens in a cask of a Monte Cristo. That's something that everyone had to read in high school, right? They had a new CD come out on March 3rd, and it is called Look at Yourself. And they had one of their newest music videos, Flag of the Beast, come out on February 16th. What if you think you can be stepped on the prize? First you see it, then you don't believe it, then you're gonna be there to question why. Why am I the one who has to suffer, can be crucified? A little bit before the show and before I interviewed him, and that is such a good song. Oh my god, so good. So good. Album-wise, they have Goodbye to the Gallows, which came out in 2007, Respect Issue in 2008, Felony in 2009, Speaker of the Dead 2011, Slave to the Game 2012, Eternal Enemies in 2014, and then obviously Look at Yourself. What I think is cool is the amount of time that it took to get this album out was actually longer than any of the other ones. They put 3 albums out in 3 consecutive years, which is really cool. And then they had a year off, and another one came out in 2011, 12, and then they had 1 year off, and then 2014. And this one, they had 2 years in between. It's kind of interesting. And I have an interview with them, with Frankie, so you should watch that if you haven't already. After the Burial is the headliner of the night, and they're made up of Dan, drums, Anthony, vocals, Adrian, bass, and Trent, guitar. And they're from Twin Cities, Minnesota, so they're like our neighbors. Like all the bands, they have a shit ton of music. Forging a Future Self, 2006, Rare Form, 2008, In Dreams, 2010, Wolves Within, 2013, and Dig Deep in 2016. All these bands have new music out, which is great. Yeah, it's that done. Should probably work on pictures. Do you think I can work on pictures while I'm doing doing this? Probably not. Oh god. I'm a good photographer, guys, I promise. Okay, so oh my god, this show was so fucking good. There was a local band, but I can't find who it is. So I missed most of the opener, who was Hours of Decay, and they are speed and death metal. I missed them, but I heard that they were pretty good. So I'm a little disappointed, and I'll have to watch their page and make sure that I see them whenever they're playing in town. Next was Animate. I saw their entire set. I even got some shots of them that were pretty good. Their lead singer can wear tighter pants than I can. But it was a good set. I hadn't heard of them before. They were fabulous. Their Facebook page is really hard to find though, which is a pain. It'll come up with their Wikipedia page. That pops up instead of their actual Facebook page. But if you look up their lead singer, Ben, you will actually be able to find them. So that helps a little bit. But so good. So much energy. They were really hard to shoot because they move so much. But they were not the hardest one to shoot. Yeah. Fit for an Autopsy. Yes. So good. So good. Oh my goodness. Seriously, I have nothing bad to say about their set. I don't think there's really anything bad to say about any of the bands that played that night. Fit for an Autopsy was just so good. I guess the one bad thing that I would say about their set is that they only got to play like 5 songs, which is really kind of disappointing because I'd never seen them before and they just kind of blew my mind on how good they were. All the bands on this tour did that. Fit for an Autopsy was just... I don't know how to explain. They brought so much intensity, but yet at the same time there was such good vibes, all kinds of fabulous with it. Oh, when I went to go take pictures, I actually saw someone that I knew in the front row, and he was losing his mind. He actually works for Gabe's, and I give him a lot of shit on the bad lighting, even though he is just a stagehand and actually has no say on what that would be. I still give him shit. Josh, you should fix that. Go fix the lighting, Josh. But yeah, he was going nuts just about as much as the rest of the audience. Yeah, the whole place was losing their mind. Lucky Kid gotta be in the front row the whole time. Then up was Fit for a King. One of these days, I'm gonna be able to do one of these videos without mispronouncing something or not being able to finish a sentence without pausing. That probably will never happen. But a girl can dream. Fit for a King was fabulous as well. All of them are great. They brought a bunch of energy. Their drummer's good looking. Ladies, if you get bored, watch him. I have no shame. I'll say what I think. So, yeah. Nothing to say. Like, the energy from all these bands was more intense with each set. They just kept getting more and more intense, and the crowd kept going nuts, and that's in a good way. I haven't seen a crowd this good in forever. I was blown away. I was running around. I was so giddy. I should have taken multiple videos of the crowd just for a lesson on how crowds are supposed to act. They were active. They were singing along to every word of every song, and they were moshing, dancing, and they were moving, and I don't think anyone really stood still unless you were off to the side, which is where I was because I have a camera and I did not want it to die. Fuck. All of that fun jazz. But Fit for a King, awesome as well. Just speaks for itself. I forgot a word. No, I don't remember what I was saying. So good. Would love to see him again. Then next up was Emmure, and oh my god, they did not disappoint. I was, so good. So good. And I'm in their little video that they posted. Made me happy. I'm easily pleased. And you see my friend in it for like a split. You see like this much of his head. Yep. So good. So good. Oh, like I don't even know how to put into words. Their set brought so much energy and it was so positive. Honestly, I had read stuff with like fans talking shit about the new lineup, so I wasn't sure on what to expect, but I had never seen the original lineup, so at the same time I wasn't too worried about it. You know when bands aren't getting along on stage 100%, and that is not what you would feel here. Honestly, just outstanding. Their stage presence, how they moved, how they got along on stage. Couldn't be more of a perfect set. I was dancing that entire show, that entire set. It was just so good. Though, the first 3 songs I was struggling. The first 3 songs because they just move so goddamn much that I wasn't able to get as many good pictures as I wanted, which was really disappointing. But at the same time, I got a couple, and that's all that matters. And I had interviewed Frankie earlier, so really wanted to make sure that I got really good ones. I don't feel that I did, but I got some pretty good ones. It's just something. It just means I need to see them again and do better. Fabulous show. Just fabulous show, guys. It was amazing. I don't think it's possible for it to be better unless, I took better pictures. That'd be great. But show is absolutely phenomenal. So good. And then after the burial came on, they were the headliners for the night. Not only were they just absolutely fantastic, stage-wise, stage presence, sound, but their lighting design was really cool too, and it made me super giddy. Right now, I'm kind of in love with death metal and the heaviest metal forms. They pull some amazing, amazing crowds, and it's just absolutely amazing. It was mind-blowing. I was so giddy all night, just talking about how much I love it and watching them, just watching the pits and how the crowd reacted, and the music was great too, but just the energy in that place, and you know it, even if, yeah, you know that energy at a good show when it just hits you. The outside world, all this shit from work, all the family shit, friend shit, all this shit just doesn't exist. It's absolutely freaking amazing. The entire show, I was so giddy. It was probably one of the best I've seen in a long time. You don't even have to like the music to go to one of these. Jam out how someone wouldn't like the music, just doesn't comprehend over here. I don't know what else to say other than like so good. It was so good that I was at a loss for words. All I could do was laugh and be like, I am so happy right now. I did. I don't remember how many times I said that. I should ask my friends. They came with me. I needed a camera bitch for the show. My normal one, Megan, wasn't there. She has one of those big girl jobs where she actually can't get off work very early. If you have the ability to see any of these bands, I would definitely recommend it. I know anytime they're in town that I'm gonna jump at the chance to see them every time. Every fucking time. I will try and see them. Seriously, go. There are no words for how good. And if I say so good one more time, I'm gonna punch myself in the face. Absolutely phenomenal. There wasn't a second from that show that I was disappointed, other than, you know, within my own creative abilities. So please, for the love of God, see any of these bands every chance you get. You won't regret it. We can have this good of a crowd here in Des Moines. I can only imagine how good of a crowd would be like in Michigan or the places where they actually have, you know, good turnouts to shows. But oh my god. I can't even say how just absolutely amazing it was. That's it for my review of the Carry the Flames tour stop in Des Moines, Iowa on February 25th at Woolies. We'll see you at the rock show.